Hello everybody and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. On the last episode, we finally began our adventure and we made it to our hometown of Ymir. Also, I noticed that the game audio was low. Yes, I did put an annotation into the video to say that the game volume was low. Now, I did try to adjust it a little bit more to raise the game volume because it was a bit too low. I didn't really have time to try to adjust it normally, otherwise it wouldn't be out till today. And I really wanted to get it out yesterday so that it wasn't a bit like off time. But let me know how it is. I turned it up a little bit so that it should be able to be heard. It shouldn't interfere with the commentary. As well as, but it should be much more clear and be able to be understood more. It should be able to be heard more. So, that awkward intro aside, we have to go talk to a couple people since we just got home. So let's go see everybody. All of the Empire's major cities are under the control of the Noble Alliance now. They've been so focused on those, they haven't had time to deal with the frontier regions like ours. Thankfully, this means that Ymir hasn't felt the full impact of the Civil War. It does seem that way. I was relieved to see how little changed. A nice snowfall is the only real difference compared to my last visit. By the way, I see you chose not to join the Noble Alliance. Is everything alright on that front? Well, I've never wanted anything to do with the Noble faction to begin with. There's always a chance they'll try to invite me to join, but I'm confident I can talk my way out of it. I'm a little concerned that I can't get in touch with Viscount Arcid, however. You can't? He'll be fine. I mean, he's Viscount Arcid. Did something happen over in Legram? Or maybe even the Courageous? I'm afraid I couldn't tell you, but it's the Viscount we're talking about. He'll be fine. Regardless, I'm just trying to make sure that we're well prepared for anything, especially since our duties have expanded to sheltering Her Highness. That's true. The Alliance already has His Majesty and the Crown Prince, so it's safe to assume they want Princess Alfin as well. Dad, let me know if there's anything I can do to make your job easier. I'm more than happy to help. Of course, I'm sure I'll be counting on you in the days to come. Still, start with trying not to rush things. You shouldn't have to jump to thinking you need to shoulder more than your fair share of responsibility. There's only so much burden that one person can bear. Do you think I'm shouldering too much? Haha, admittedly, those are Master Kai-Fai's words and not mine, but they get across what I want to say well enough. And whether I think it or not, this is a good chance for you to get some well-earned rest. I want you to make the most of it, alright? Sure. Thanks, Dad. Who's next to go visit? Probably his mother. Wait, is it up here? No, it's not. There's a room here inside of this room. Yep, it's his mother. Wow, that smells delicious. Wait a second. Is that pheasant stew? It's your very favorite. Your father said that he wanted you to have a nourishing dinner, so he went and caught one himself. Really? I'll be sure to thank him later. Speaking of food, you've got a lot going on here. It smells amazing. Well, the circumstances may not be ideal, but it's been too long since we last dined together as a family. And ever since Her Highness arrived, it's been so lively that I felt like I gained a second daughter. Times like these are when a mother has to put her best foot forward, don't you think? You really are the perfect mother. Even in times like these, you're right here, ready to warmly welcome us home with open arms. I can't see that ever changing. If only I were half as good of a son as you are a mom. Mom? Is something alright? Something wrong? I think things are alright. That's not true at all. When I had no idea what was going on with you and your sister, I worried myself sick. At times I felt as though my chest was going to burst from it all. But believing that you two would come back to me safely was key to keeping myself together. With that in mind, I could focus instead on getting the house ready to welcome you both home. Mom, whatever doubts you may have about your place in this family, as long as you're here in this house, you're our son. If you're ever feeling down or afraid, you can always find comfort in my arms. And then once you found the strength to keep going, you can pick things back up, right where you left them. Thanks, Mom. I actually feel a lot better now. Well, look forward to dinner tonight. And make sure you work up a good appetite for it, alright? No worries there. I probably recommend you guys wear headphones if you're going to listen to this, because I have a feeling at times it might not be loud enough for you guys, but I'm really trying to adjust this volume. This should be perfect. Relatively speaking, this should be the perfect volume. But if you feel it's still a little bit too quiet, just let me know in the comments and I'll adjust it a little bit more. Because in the last one, it was the game volume that was way too low. Mic audio was probably actually way too loud compared to the game volume. Oh, here you are, Elise. I wasn't expecting to find the two of you together.
Well, it's quite cold outside, so I thought I'd come and give Celine some warm milk. I keep telling her that she doesn't need to go out of her way for me, but she won't listen. The steam here is plenty to keep me warm.
Oh yeah, and when I was doing Trails of Cold Steel 1, I had everything a little bit more disoriented when I was doing it, because I had my mic turned down a bit so that it wasn't going to pick up my TV and everything and all of that stuff. But now what I'm doing is I'm using the headphones and I have them connected to my TV so I can hear it and it won't pick up in the mic, so I have the mic turned up as much as I can instead of reducing it by 10 decibels. So now I'm just trying to balance the game volume with it.
Oh no, that wouldn't do at all. You saved my brother's life. At least allow me to try and make your stay here in Ymir a comfortable one.
Celine saved my life? And when exactly did this happen?
I told her nothing of the sort. I keep trying to tell her it's not true, but she won't believe a word I say. Is something the matter?
Nope, not a thing.
I'd really rather you didn't act like I saved his life, though. Besides, if anything, I should be the one who owes you. What do you mean? Nothing. Forget I said anything. The milk's cooled down a little now, so I'm going to have some. Thank you.
Thinking back on it, didn't Elise later say she spotted a cat when she went into the old schoolhouse? That better not have been who I think it is.
Don't give me that look. I wouldn't have let her in there if I didn't think it was safe, you know? I was desperate. You just had such a half-hearted reaction to that door, so I started getting impatient and...
I can't believe you. She could have...
wasn't in any danger, honestly. The Guardian in there was designed not to attack people unrelated to the trial. It didn't touch her even when she was right in front of it, right? That's proof enough. I'm sorry, okay? I never should have done it to begin with. Emma's lectured me over and over about it, too.
You're sorry. You...
I'm not sure why you're whispering to one another, but regardless, I want you to know how much I
See her
appreciate
face,
what you
he's
do.
so mad.
Like I said before, I want to make your stay a comfortable one. Whatever you need, please don't hesitate to ask. It's okay, really. And, sorry. Why are you sorry?
Well, she does genuinely seem to regret what she did, and at least didn't come to any harm. I guess I'll let her off this time. I really do have one amazing little sister. Compared to her, I'm... okay. You can now view the character tab in your notebook. Naturally, this section allows you to view details on various people you meet throughout the story. As you view specific events and get to know someone on a more personal level, the information you've learned will be added to their section of the notebook. Yes, that was very obvious. I keep forgetting you don't have to push the X button to go through a door. She's praying so intently. Thinking about it, she must be even more distressed right now than I am.
Why, hello, Reen. You're looking rather well today. Much better than you were yesterday, at any rate.
I feel loads better, actually. Thanks. How about you? Are you managing alright here? I'm guessing life in a tiny village like this is harder than you're used to. Is there anything I can do to make things easier for you, though? Don't hesitate to let me know.
Not at all. I've been simply loving my stay here. The scenery is stunning. The hot springs are oh so soothing. To say nothing of your mother's spectacular cooking. I'm having the time of my life here. I almost envy Elise for growing up in such a wonderful place.
I'm happy to hear you say that. Still...
On top of all that, I was able to reunite with you here. Oh, and meet a mysterious talking cat, too. Not everyone gets to do that now, do they? I still haven't had the pleasure of meeting that Ashen Knight of yours, however. Perhaps I might have the chance once he wakes up? I suppose I can dream.
Well... I realize I'm the last person who has the right to say this, but there's no need to force yourself to bottle everything up and put on a brave face. I know how worried I am about my classmates, so I can only imagine how you must feel.
I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be royalty. I shouldn't be getting all worked up about something like this, but just thinking of what my family must be going through is just too much to bear. Cedric and we had a fight on the morning it all happened. I was planning to make up with him that evening, but
I'm sure he won't hold that against you. You'll be able to make up with him next time you see him. I'm sure that'll be sooner than you think, too. But in the meantime, there's no need to force yourself to seem like being apart from them isn't bothering you. Royalty or not, no one would blame you for being worried or upset. With every single one of us here, and every single one of us here, wants to do what we can to help you.
Thank you. I'm fine now. I hope I don't sound ungrateful, but I think you should be spending more time with Elise rather than me. This is your first chance in a while to spend some quality time together. I'd hate to take that away from her.
Why? I mean, it's true that she's a little more dependent on me than you would expect for a girl her age, but that doesn't mean she needs me hovering around her all the time. Then again, she did seem more shaken up than usual. Maybe you're right. I should try and cheer her up while I still can.
That's not exactly what I meant.
Reen is dense. You're not gonna get through by hinting.
This is so difficult on a fair maiden's heart, I hope you know. You're just making me wish you were my brother all the more.
Why? You're such a brick. I think his head turned into a coconut. Somebody needs to crack it open. Where am I going? Could go out to Ymir Valley. Could go to the tavern. But I'm curious what the Phoenix Wing is. Oh, it's you, Reed. Your color's not looking half bad. If you were looking any worse, I was going to have you drink some new vegetable juice I've been concocting. I'm perfectly fine without. Thank you. How many new recipes have you made since I've been away? My creativity is infinite, Reed. I'm always striving to make the finest dishes in the land. You were brushing up on your own cooking skills at the academy, weren't you? Yeah, my classmates and I were cooking for ourselves at one point. Wait a second, where did my recipe book go? Did you lose it? I guess so. I had all kinds of different recipes written down too. Well, you went out of your way to come and see me. I suppose this is the least I can do. Take this. Is this a new recipe book? It's a spare I had lying around, so go ahead and use it. I know how much it hurts to start from scratch again, so I threw in a recipe to try. Here are some ingredients, too. This is what Elise often used to bring me while I was training. Are you sure it's okay for me to just take these? Absolutely, I'm happy to see that you came to understand the joys of cooking while you were at the academy. And besides, taking the time to enjoy cooking should help to lift your spirits somewhat. It's a simple recipe, so why not go and make it with your family? Thank you very much, then. It's a shame that we lost all the recipes that we went and collected and gathered and all of the stuff and all the money that we worked hard to make and all of the EXP that we worked hard to gain. In this tab, you can use the recipes and ingredients you have to make food items. Some recipes are received directly from people, while others are obtained by using certain items. Can we make pancakes? That's what I want to know. Can we make pancakes? I'm actually serious. I'm actually not joking. That's a very serious comment. Sometimes game stuff just makes you wish you could just warp? Is warp the right word that I want to use at this point? I'm actually unsure. Well, it just makes you wish you could just go into the TV world that they're in and do stuff. Sometimes it just does that. Fishing rod and bucket. Am I going to learn fishing again? I've seen you before. Alright, let's see how many little dastardly fishies I can catch today. I wasn't expecting to find someone fishing here. Not like there's a whole lot of monsters here, though, so she would be safe if she doesn't stray too far. And just who might you be? I seem to recall meeting her during one of our field studies. Oh, I recognize you. You're one of Thor's students who helped me a number of months ago, yes? It's lovely to see you again. Nice to see you again, too. Looks like I was right. I think this is one of those things that they were talking about. The people you meet and help that you helped in your studies and on the field in the last game would remember you in this game instead of treating you like a total stranger again. Sorry for disturbing you. Oh, there's no need to apologize. Actually, since you are a student of Thor's, would you happen to know a young man named Kenneth? You wouldn't happen to know a young man named Kenneth, would you? Kenneth? I do, actually. He's in the Imperial Fishing Club. That's the guy. That's wonderful news. Perhaps you might know where I can find him as well? I'm sorry. I'm afraid I've got no idea. Really? That's not so wonderful. So you know him too. Indeed. When the war first broke out, we fled to Trista together. But on the way, he told me he had something he needed to take care of and asked me to go on alone. He promised to meet me here in Ymir, but there's been no sign of him since. That's unfortunate. Not that I believe anything untoward could possibly happen to him, of course. After all, there's nothing in this world that could crush the spirit of us Angulars. When it comes to survival, even soldiers can't hold a candle to us. Right. That said, you're looking a little glum. At times like these, there's nothing like a spot of fishing to cheer you up. If you know Kenneth, it's only fair for me to assume you're a fan of fishing too. I am, in fact. Kenneth gave me the title Black Angler, I think. I don't have any fishing gear with me anymore, though. Did he now? You must be quite the skilled fisherman. In that case, please take these. Are you sure? I'm sure. Kenneth left me in charge of some of his fishing gear. He instructed me to give them away if I were to cross paths with any promising fellow fishing enthusiasts. So go on, they're rightfully yours. That sounds very much like Kenneth. Alright, thank you very much. I need some of my water. And since we've got your new notebook open, I've taken the liberty of writing down your current title to help you keep track. And there it is. You'll begin as a bronze angler, judged by the same standards as any professional. Aim for the top and become a fishing god. Okay. I have plenty of prizes for you to exchange your angler points for. So, beyond being pure bloody fun, fishing should prove worth your while. I'll try and do some when I've got the chance then. I'll try and think about it. Yes, we know all about fishing. These tutorials are only for people who don't know from the last game.
This spot looks perfect for fishing.
Sure it does. We're not staying here. Okay, this should be the last one. I bet you Toval's here.
If you've come
I mean,
to
it's a
thank me for
tavern.
saving your butt again, save it. I'm just glad I made it in time. Princess Alphen and that sister of yours are the ones you should be talking to. You were on their minds this whole time.
Already talked to them. Yeah, I can tell. I really do appreciate you coming for me, though. I was pretty far out from town, so I didn't think anyone would find me. Just goes to show what braces can do, I guess.
I wasn't actually the one who found you.
You weren't?
2 days ago, I got a call out of nowhere on my Arcus. They gave me this crazy amount of detail on exactly where to find you, then they just hung up. Didn't even say who they were. I figured it couldn't hurt to go take a look, and sure enough, there you were.
That's strange. I wonder who it
I
was.
could tell you. I couldn't even recognize their voice. Nah, that's not really true. It was kind of familiar. Maybe. Whatever. No use dwelling on it. Right now, we've got bigger problems to tackle than mystery callers. There's the war, for starters.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. See, this was my complaint with the other game. Toval's fully voice acted in the scene. Reen is clearly talking to Toval. He's not thinking it in his head. And even in the last game when he thought, there's voice acting. But there's no voice acting for Reen in this part. Even though Toval in this part is fully voice acted. That was my problem with the last game. Well, one of them. I mean, I have a few. Of course. No game is perfect. Have you and the rest of the guild been doing much? And now he's not voice acted. Well, we've been trying to. We're pretty much limited to what we can do, partly because we've all been split up since the war broke out. I don't even know if any of the others in Erebonia are okay, Sarah included. It sounds like things have gotten even more serious since I was away. Sure has. Not even regular civilians have been able to escape being affected by it. Though it's not really a big deal. It's not really a big deal how it's voice acted. It's just kind of annoying at times. As it stands, the Noble Alliance has an overwhelming advantage, but the Imperial Army is showing no signs of surrendering to them, particularly in a few regions across the country. I see. Oh, and another thing you might hear. We've been getting reports of a few Jaeger Corps taking part in the war too, even members of Ouroboros. He's from Ouroboros? Is that possible? Ouroboros, that secret society. That's the one. Jaegers being employed here in Erebonia is nothing new, but there's way more of them here these days. As for Ouroboros, they're probably just trying to stir up trouble of their own. That's what they do best. Then there's the fact that Erebonia isn't the only place with problems right now. Crossbill's full of them too. There's so much to freak out about these days, it could drive you insane. Sorry, you've got enough on your plate without me dumping all this on you, huh? Try saving those bad thoughts you got piling up for another day, okay? You need to focus on relaxing. You can decide what you want to do after that. Sure. Thanks, Tobal. You're probably right. You're just a fountain of good advice, huh? Ha! I've got a few years worth of life experience on you, that's all. Oh, and while I'm giving you good advice, why not take a dip in the hot springs? Could be a nice way to clear your head. It probably would. Hasn't let me down before. Maybe I should pay a visit to the Phoenix Wing later. And I'm actually going to take a break right quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so where did we leave off? Are we going to the hot springs, or are we going just to the Phoenix Wing? Phoenix Wing. Alright. Master Rean, you've finally awoken. I'm very relieved to see it. I was terribly worried about you. Thanks for your concern, Mr. Baggins. Although I prefer it if you didn't call me Master Rean all the time. Perhaps so, but you will always be Master Rean to me. May I help you with anything? Actually, I'd like to use the springs. Are they open by any chance? Why, yes, of course. As it so happens, cleaning was only finished not too long ago. You can have any or even all of them to yourself if you so wish. That sounds wonderful. I might just take you up on your offer. It feels like it's been ages since I've had the chance to enjoy them. Interested to the right. Enjoy, Master Rean. To the right. Oh. Okay. Should I go into the baths now? Maybe I should go around and let everybody know I'm okay first. Oh, no, we've already done this. Move on! A nice warm soak while enjoying the scenery sounds like just the right thing now. It's the stretch, and my chair's annoyingly loud. Phew. You really can't beat an outdoor hot spring. Feels like all the fatigue that's been building up inside me is melting away. I don't think I realized just how exhausted I was until I came in here. Still, what am I supposed to do now? Chancellor Osborne's been shot, the capital occupied, and now even Trista and the Academy are under the Noble Alliance's control. And then there's Crow. I was practically a joke, an instant chance against him. Even borrowing the power of something like a divine knight wasn't enough to fight him on equal terms. Far from it, I was hopeless from the start. I didn't realize it before, but he was holding back against me the whole time. Even without that trump card of his, he could have defeated me effortlessly. And yet, there was me, all happy, thinking that I'd won, right before he knocked me back with a single blow. If only I wasn't so weak. If only I'd been able to hold my ground, maybe things would have been different. Instead, I ended up running away, leaving everyone else behind. Well, the running away part wasn't your fault on that one. Kinda really was, Celine. Because you did not want to stay. You did not want to leave. There's no point in blaming how things ended on Celine and Volmar. None of this is their fault. This is all on me. Because of that, I've lost everything. I finally found a place where I felt I belonged and people to share it with, and I lost it all. I thought my life was finally gaining some direction, but now I feel totally lost again.
Rean? Sorry if I'm bothering you.
Elise, did you want to use the springs too?
I heard you were here, so I thought that perhaps I could come and join you.
I mean, I know we used to come here together when we were kids, but we're a little old for that now, don't you think? I'm not so sure it's the best idea.
Please, we're siblings. There's no need to feel so self-conscious. And you must be exhausted after all that's happened. So I thought the least I could do was come and wash your back for you. The water's nice and toasty, huh? Truth be told, I haven't taken a dip here for some time. I'd forgotten how pleasant it was to sit here and admire the snow.
I'm surprised the snow around this place right here hasn't melted. Yeah, same here. Like this. Where's Rean's voice acting? Bathing during the fall when the leaves are changing has its charms, but relaxing and watching the snow really relaxes me. And it's plenty relaxing even without a bottle of sake in hand, despite what Master Kaffa might tell you.
He's always been a heavy drinker. To say nothing of the fact that Father can never turn down the opportunity to help him finish a bottle or three whenever he visits.
I'm sorry. You came out here because you were worried, didn't you?
Oh no, not at all. That wasn't why I came here at all. It's just that...
You're not the only one. It's like everyone I meet has to go out of their way for me. It's how things have been my whole life. How everyone feels like they have to be around me.
What do you mean?
It happened the day Dad picked me up in that blizzard 12 years ago. It happened the day I lost control and scared you 8 years ago. It happened the day Master Kafai cut short my years of training. It happened only last month when everyone risked their lives so that I alone could be saved.
That's not...
Looking back on my life, I've been too fortunate for my own good. All I've done is bask in the kindness of everyone. I know giving nothing worthwhile in return. On the contrary, I brought nothing but misfortune into them instead. Like I'm some kind of curse. I don't have the right to be treated kindly. I don't deserve to have others putting themselves out for me. Not when I seemingly can't do a thing to return that kindness and am too weak to fight for them when they need it most. None of this should have ever happened. If I'd known it would, if I'd known things would ever become like this, then I never would have gone to the academy to begin.
Stop! Do you seriously mean all that you've just said? The right to be treated kindly? And who exactly decides who has that right, whatever that's supposed to be? I don't look out for you because I expect something in return or because I want you to defend me. Acts of kindness aren't debts to be repaid. I look out for you because I care about you, because you're important to me. And I'm sure that Mother, Father, Master Kafai, your classmates, and all of your other acquaintances feel the same. So please, from the bottom of my heart, please don't say that you don't have the right to be treated kindly. Of course you do. You just don't realize it. You care so much about the people who matter to you. So why can't you understand that those people care just as much about you? Think back to that day when you were separated from your classmates. What kind of expressions did they have when you parted from them?
They... Mackies has just got the most serious look on his face. Everybody else was smiling, and Mackies was just like mad for no reason. He just looked mad. They were smiling, all except Mackies. He was just frowning as hard as he could frown. They all believed that we'd see each other again. That no matter what happened along the way, we'd all be reunited. And that one day, we'd move forward together as a class again, just like we did before. Ugh, I needed that water. Maybe there's nothing wrong with feeling lost and impatient from time to time. I believe in all of them, and if they see me as worthy of their trust, then I'd like to try and believe in myself too. We're classmates, and more than that, we're friends. As long as I keep moving forward, I'm sure that somewhere, someday, our paths will cross again.
I think so too, Reen.
Thanks, Elise. I feel like you gave me exactly what I needed to move forward.
You don't need to thank me. I didn't do anything. All I did was remind you of something you already knew. It was your time at the academy that gave you what you needed. I admit, I am a little envious of your classmates, though.
Still, I'm really thankful to have you in my life. I might not be the most dependable brother in the world, but I'd appreciate it if you kept looking out for me. And while I might be a ways away, I'll keep striving to be an older brother you can be proud of.
I'm always proud of you, you know? And of course I will. I see all's well that ends well. Your Highness?
And you've brought Celine too.
Hope you don't mind us barging in. What brings you here? I heard that you were both here from Toval, so I thought I might come along and see how everything was going. Besides, how could I pass up a chance to help cheer up Reen? And oh, what a heartwarming sight I happened to stumble upon during my humble quest. Considering you were waiting for the perfect time to make your grand entrance, stumbling is a stretch.
You were waiting.
Listening in the whole time? Elise, have you ever known me to be so unladylike? But I see you've done a fine enough job for the both of us. Oh, the bond between siblings is truly a miraculous thing. Not only do you share an unwavering kinship, but you'll always have the tender embrace of skinship within reach.
That's not a word.
I'm so jealous.
I appreciate your concern, though. Still, at least it's one thing. I'm not entirely comfortable sharing the springs with you, Your Highness.
Oh, come now, Reen. This is the bath. Ranks are stripped once our clothes are, as far as I'm concerned. That being said, may I join Elise in washing your back as well? This would make the perfect chance for us to finally strengthen our bond as honorary siblings. Wouldn't you agree? Your Highness, please!
This got awkward. Or did it? I'm a little confused.
I'm sorry, okay?
Huh?
About, you know, things. I'm not exactly all that cognizant of human feelings and the like. Emma often points out as much. But thinking back, I have done some things that were probably quite insensitive in your eyes.
Look at you.
Huh?
If anything, I should be the one apologizing. I shouldn't have taken my frustrations out on you like that. Can you forgive me?
Forgive you? Why would I need to? Ugh, I really don't get you sometimes. What was that? That sounded like...
I know exactly what that was. It's the magic knight we ran into on the way to down the mountain.
I had a feeling Toval's art wasn't enough to finish it off. But the fact it's still active isn't the only problem. It sounds like it's coming this way.
If Toval's art wasn't enough, the fact that it fell down the mountain probably should have been enough. You're certain then that this magic knight or something other is coming here? I'm certain I can sense this mountain moving towards us. It's still a fair distance away for now, but it's getting closer by the minute. It's coming from the direction of the valley between the village. I thought I'd finished it off, but I should have made sure. I didn't think anything could survive that fall, but if anything could, it'd be one of those things. No, you did what you could. You shouldn't blame yourself. What happened? My voice just stopped working. Still, why would it be coming here? My guess is because you're here. Or more specifically, because the Ashen Awakener is here. It's after Reen? So, the Magic Knights may have some connection with the Divine Knights. Well, that makes this easy. If it's after me, then I should be the one to go out and stop it. But you'd be putting yourself in danger. I'll be fine, and I won't let it get anywhere near the village. In a way, I have to. If I can't do this, what hope do I have of getting Class 7 back together again? Well, it sounds like your mind's made up, and you appear to have recovered enough in my eyes. Alright then, I have no objections. We'll have all the villagers ready to evacuate as a precaution. Take care, Reen. Thanks, Mom, Dad. Let me come with. I doubt I could compare to Sarah, but I ain't too shabby in a fight. Really? Thank you. I'd feel a lot better having you around, honestly. Okay, so Toval, Celine, you guys almost ready to head out? Actually, if you don't mind, Reen, I'd like to come with you. You? What? Elise? This is not an opponent to be taken lightly. A fact I'm sure you're well aware of. I fully understand the dangers this will entail. Combat etiquette is it's imperative to calling oneself a noble, and I am familiar with the sword style of the Sword family. You've trained me yourself, Reen. Well, that's true, but... You certain this is what you want to do, Elise? Yes, I am. My brother has chosen his path, and as his sister, I feel I have a duty to support him. Not only as a sister, as the daughter of the House of Sorcerer, I have every intention of doing whatever is within my power. How you've grown. How my English has not come across clearly enough. Indeed, as your father, I couldn't be more proud. Take her with you, Raiden. I have plenty of faith in her abilities as a swordsman. But I also think she would keep you from doing anything too rash. Dad, come on. I don't think you've got anything to worry about. She's stronger than you giving her credit for. Like your dad said, she knows her way around a sword, and she's pretty good at using her arcus too. She saved me and her highness far more than a few tough spots on our way here even. That she did. And I'm sure she'll be capable of even more with her beloved brother at her side. But still. Hold on, since when has Elise had an arcus? Oh. Left that fun detail out when catching you up, didn't I? Prince Oliver gave me a couple of spares, actually. And I had a hunch that these two would have a knack for them with a bit of practice, so I showed them the ropes on the way here. I know you're against her coming with us, but we really don't have that much time here. It's pretty clear that nothing you say is going to change her mind, so I think it's time you gave up and we got going. Ah, fine, you can come to Elise, but don't even think of doing anything that will put you in any further in harm's way than you need to be. Promise, okay? I promise. Alright, let's start getting ready then. If any of you need to do anything last minute, get it done now. After that, we'll make our way for Ymir's back entrance. Okay, we know the party stuff. You're still getting tutorials here. Alright, well, we don't have time to move on with the story yet, so kind of have to call it here. Other than that, this has been great. We get to see some more about certain characters, meet some new faces. Not really new faces, but, you know, more information on new faces. Reen cheers up a little bit, and stuff is starting to actually happen. I'm fairly certain we'll meet our classmates soon too, so that's good. But that is all the time we have for this episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. If you liked this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.